I want to invite our friend Jane Gilgun to speak to us about the Fall Pledge campaign. Jane, are you more comfortable here?
Well, I'm good. Yeah. Good morning. I'm Jane Gilgun, and I am here to talk about stewardship and supporting our wonderful church, Emmanuel. I first walked through the doors of an Episcopal church almost 11 years ago on the fourth Sunday of Advent. Earlier that week, I had been teaching social work ethics at the University of Minnesota, where I had been a professor for more than 25 years. It took all I had not to talk about Jesus as someone to model our own lives on. I could not do that at a secular university. My almost overwhelming desire to talk about Jesus led me to realize that it was time for me to look for a community where I could immerse myself in the spirit of his love. I followed a couple with 2 school-aged children into the pews and saw a woman in white robes at the altar. A woman at the altar? Finally, a church where this is usual practice? During that service, I thought I may have found a church home, and I had. I found a spiritual home in the Episcopal Church. I have done more than 100 oral history interviews of other Episcopalians to find out what church means to them. I found that the church is a spiritual home for them too, a place where they share the values of love, dignity, and social justice, and they find groups of people to work in the community to further these values. They found a place where they make lifelong friendships, where parents find help in raising their children in a loving community that welcomes all without exception, where people find a source of support and love during hard times, and a place to celebrate and commemorate life events such as births, marriages, losses, and death. The Episcopal Church helps us to recognize that God is always present and always new and renewing us. And God is love. We are flawed human beings. And the church helps us to forgive ourselves, forgive others, and know we are loved no matter what. The love is always there. The Episcopal Church has provided a spiritual home for me where I can be with others who share my values and push me to live them even better. By contributing to the church, we not only grow as persons, but we also contribute to the creation of the kingdom of God. Being part of a loving Christian community gives me courage as a social worker to seek to make things better for those who suffer from the effects of our sometimes short-sighted social policies, beliefs, and practices. I have given quite a bit of money to the church, and I'm happy to do so. In these times when so many people are spiritually hungry, downtrodden, suffering, and dying, and have no place to go with their desire for a spiritual home, for comfort, for meaning, we have Emmanuel. I hope you give as generously as you can to support and sustain this wonderful community that we create together.